No one said he was gone, but everyone knew. The air inside felt heavier than the desert outside. They stopped at the threshold and did not cross. The fire spoke first, long before anyone did. They waited, as if the dark needed time to accept them. He crossed the line, and the others did not follow. The light followed him, but it did not reach the end. The chamber was waiting, long before he arrived. The stone remembered, even when no one spoke. They carried him in, as if weight had changed. They lowered him slowly, as if the ground would resist. No one touched him again, but no one stepped away. Only the priest moved, and no one questioned it. He looked at the body, not as a man, but as a task. He reached for the tools, as if they had always been there. He chose want, and the others remained untouched. He turned back to the body, and nothing else existed. And then he began. The cut was small, but it changed everything. No one reacted, but everyone felt it. The body did not resist, but it did not belong anymore. He worked in silence, as if sound would break the ritual. The room grew heavier with every movement he made. The air stood still, as if even time refused to move. He did not rush, because nothing here was meant to end quickly. The body changed slowly, but the room felt it instantly. Even the shadows seemed to move away from the act. The flame flickered, but his hands never did. No one spoke, because nothing could be undone. He did not look up, because nothing outside the ritual mattered. The chamber watched, as if it had seen this before. He did not stop, because stopping meant remembering. The night deepened, but the ritual did not slow. The body lay still, but the ritual had already taken it away. He slowed his hands, not to stop, but to finish with care. And when it was done, nothing in the room was the same. They did not move closer, because it was no longer him. And in the silence, something remained. The fire would fade, but the ritual would remain. And long after they left, the silence stayed. And outside, the desert kept no memory of what happened inside. And time moved on, as if nothing had ever happened. And somewhere beneath the silence, the ritual still breathed. And in the end, only the form remained. And in the end, only the form remained. And in the end, only the form remained. And what once had a name became something time would carry. And what once had a name became something time would carry. And beneath the stillness, eternity had already begun. And beneath the stillness, eternity had already begun. No breath, no voice, only what was left behind. And beyond all memory, the ritual became forever. And beyond all memory, the ritual became forever. And when even the darkness settled, time itself became the only witness. And beyond even time, there was nothing left to remember. And yet, somewhere within the dark, the ritual never truly ended. And in that faint return of light, only the echo remained. And even the echo began to disappear. And even the echo began to disappear. And where everything once was, nothing could be seen anymore. And even the idea of it faded into nothing. And in that nothing, the ritual was complete.
There was no beginning left, and no end to follow.
There was no beginning left, and no end to follow. And in that endless void, nothing ever needed to begin again. And in that stillness, nothing remained to be undone. And beyond that silence, there was nothing left to follow. And in the end, even the silence had no meaning left. And beyond even that, there was nothing left to exist. And in that final absence, there was nothing left to end. And beyond even that final silence, nothing was left to remain. And after everything had vanished, there was no longer even a place for nothing. And beyond even that, Nothing could ever be named again. And there, where nothing could exist,
and where even nothing could not remain, there was no longer anything to lose.
and in that final silence, there was nothing left to even be nothing. And in that place beyond all endings, even existence forgot itself. And beyond all endings and beginnings, there was no longer even a place for existence to return. And in the absolute end, even the idea of existence had never been.